lady saying, "Okay, fine, we'll give away pennies, and they could buy the water and the food and water for it." Like, goddamn!
No, because you can't. You can't provide money to anybody in a voting line either.
No person shall solicit.
All these pennies have y'all found in the parking lot.
Shall solicit votes in any manner or by any means or method, nor shall any person distribute or display campaign material.
They were actually. I saw a video of them doing that last year.
Offer to give money or gifts.
I didn't think you were ever allowed.
No,
to
you're
do
not.
That.
And I saw. Do you remember that native woman who thought she was just so fucking smart? She had one of their elders that she had taken to vote and talking about, now you're in the drawing to win this $20 gift card or whatever.
No, I never saw that.
That's a fucking felony, and she videotaped herself saying it.
Well, that was really stupid.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, because I know, like, okay, again, using the place where Ross and I have to vote, it's at the ward chamber, right? So they make a very, like, because nobody can be on, because there's always, like, here's the chamber parking lot, and then on the other side of the road and on the businesses around it, people will set up and campaign and wave signs and stuff like that. Like, that's normal. But they cannot be on the premises,
right?
Which is what this is saying.
And that's what they'll do over here too, like where the shit is. But
they'll be at the very back of the parking lot.
But from that middle of that parking lot to the polling center,
they can't go there.
That's a DMZ right there.
Well, and that should be. I mean, that's just fair. And it says it right here. It says that they won't allow it within 150 feet of the outer edge of any building which the polling place is established in the polling place, or within 25 feet of any voter standing in line. I mean...
Okay, well, to be fair, then the people directly across the street from the Ward Chamber of Commerce, they're within that.
Okay, but that's the law in Georgia. What I'm saying, I don't know what it is. It could be 50 feet here, but obviously we know they have some system in place like that. You can see it.
Yeah.
So that's not... What I'm getting at, that's not outside the norm.
I haven't heard anything
that's outside the norm.
That's in any way keeping a black voter from exercising their fucking...
All these companies and stuff are up and leaving because of the change in the Georgia voting laws.
If you go to the wrong polling place, which I've done that before because they changed it one year and we didn't know.
You will be drawn and quartered.
I think we did that in Jacksonville one year.
If you go to the wrong polling place, it will be harder to vote. If a person presents himself or herself at a polling place in his or her county of residence for the purpose of casting a ballot, God, this is really wordy, stating a good faith belief that she or he has a timely registered to vote. I'm trying to get to the meat of it. Jesus Christ. The person shall be entitled to cast a ballot in his or her county. Okay.
Which is how it always has been.
If the person presents him herself at a polling place in the county which they're registered to vote, but not at the precinct at their registered to vote, the poll officials shall inform the person of the location for the precinct where they're supposed to go. Then the poll official shall also inform such person that any votes cast by a provisional ballot in the wrong precinct will not be counted unless it is counted after 5 p.m. So what they're saying is, you go to the wrong place, they'll tell you, here's where you need to go. Now, if it's late enough that you can't get there and get it by 5 o'clock, so your vote will be counted, they'll take it there. But if there's time, you need to go to your proper...
That sounds reasonable.
That's exactly what happened to me when I went to the wrong place. They did my ID and they said, we don't see you on our roll. And I was like, I know I'm registered. I voted in every election. They said, have you moved? I said... And they said, okay, so you probably haven't updated your registration. And so here's where you need to go. And that's what I did. And then they looked and...
Maybe we didn't run into all of that bullshit because when we were going to vote, it was at night. It was like 6 o'clock.
What I remember is they like changed the the places that we were told it was supposed to be had gotten changed, and it was somewhere else.
Well, I know one election, all of the damn polling places got switched around in Lonoke County. Like the places where you'd always gone to go suddenly wasn't the place anymore, and there was a lot of confusion that year.
I think because a lot of them were in churches.
Oh, I bet that's
and
exactly.
They got called down on it.
That's exactly what it was because we used to vote at a church, and that is exactly what it was because they were like, "That's to me," and I understand that that needs to be kept separate.
Yeah.
So I don't see anything wrong with that. If election problems arise, which is a common occurrence, it is now more difficult to extend voting hours. Poll hours at a precinct may be extended only by order of a judge of the Superior Court of the county in which the precinct is located, upon good cause shown by clear and convincing evidence that persons were unable to vote at the precinct during a specific period of time.
Okay, hold on. So you've got 78 days with a fucking absentee ballot. You've got, usually 6 weeks of early voting, and then the day of the election.
Yeah.
How... That's more than enough time.
And then they're saying, okay...
If you're serious about getting your vote cast,
like
that's
if it's
enough
important
time.
to you...
Yeah.
Okay, and here's like a thing. Apparently they've changed it, and this seems reasonable to me. So let's say like there's something happens, like a power outage. It's unforeseen.
Right.
The power's out for 3 hours.
Okay.
At this polling location. So nobody can cast a vote there.
Then the hours need to be extended 3 hours.
Right, and that's what they're saying. If that happens, then get an emergency thing from a judge, and you can get another 3-hour window added on.
That's absolutely reasonable.
But you can't, if there were 3 hours lost, you can't ask for 6 hours.
Right.
So that's fair. I mean...
Yeah, that's absolutely reasonable. And again, I still haven't heard anything that's in any way racist against anybody.
Matter of fact, I didn't even read this far, but they used the same example I did. It said, previously, a judge could order a precinct stay open for as long as necessary based on a problem that had hindered voting. For example, if power went out for 30 minutes, the judge could add an hour of balloting at the end of the day. And the new provision says that the relief period must exactly match the amount of time that people were
so they didn't have their law spelled out very well, is what
that's what it sounds like.
And then they
they're
made it
tightening it up. And,
They tightened down some loopholes. With a mix of changes to vote counting, high turnout elections will probably mean a long wait for results. Okay. All right. Beginning at 8 a.m. on the third Monday prior to the day of the primary election or runoff, the election superintendent shall be authorized to open the outer oath envelope of absentee ballots that have been verified and accepted. Remove the contents of such outer envelope, open the inner envelope marked official absentee ballot, and scan the absentee ballot using one or more ballot scanners. At least 3 persons who are registrars, deputy registrars, poll workers, or absentee ballot clerks must be present before they... Okay, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. You want other people...
Witnesses,
who are present at times while the absentee ballot envelopes are being opened and absentee ballots are being scanned. However, no person shall tally, tabulate, estimate, or attempt to tabulate, tally, estimate, or cause the ballot scanner or any other equipment to produce any tally, tabulate, partial or otherwise, of the absentee ballots until the time for the closing of the polls on the day of the primary. Oh, okay. So
that's
if you vote absentee and I show up to vote, our vote's going to be counted on the same day.
Yeah.
And so what's the problem with that? I don't get it.
You know what? Here's the thing. It goes on, and it's more the same. There's nothing wrong with them. And these fucking companies, and like some of them at the behest of our sitting president. So let me put this in perspective. The sitting president told or encouraged Major League Baseball to move the All-Star game or the World Series or whatever out of Atlanta. Do you know how many millions and millions of dollars that cost that state?
Yeah, I mean, and like those are the big issues, and then the rest, because there are more. But like
they're calling it Jim Crow on steroids.
Yeah, which is horseshit.
Okay, like listen to this one. Like this seems like a no-brainer to me. Election officials can no longer accept third-party funding.
They never should have been able to.
Right. I mean,
what the hell? Were they like a racing team and had sponsor patches or something?
No superintendent shall take or accept any funding, grants, or gifts from any source other than the governing authority of the county or municipality.
No, we gotta ask, what the fuck was Georgia doing before?
Yeah,
right.
No shit.
I mean, to me, like
that's what I'm saying. Were they like a racing team? They had sponsor patches.
I didn't think you. I thought that was a given. Like I thought that was understood. But all right. Okay.
I guess they're kind of dense down there.
Yeah. Okay. The Attorney General will now have to manage an election hotline. Okay. I don't see a problem with that.
Reasonable.
Our Attorney General's shit, so I hope they don't do that here.
Yeah, because she would fuck it up.
Damn.
Yeah.
The Republican-controlled legislature has more control over the state election board. Okay. So whoever's in control will have more.
Would that be because they're in control of the fucking legislature?
Right, so now...
They say it like that. And what they're implying is that if Democrats got control of the state legislature, that Republicans would still have control of the election board. That's bullshit. And that's fucking wrong. And
Here's
it's
someone else
horseshit that they implied it like that.
Jim Crow 2.0.
Here, okay.
People who are saying that need to go back and look at what the Jim Crow laws were, because this is not them in the least.
The Secretary of State is removed as a voting member of the state election board. I don't know enough about...
Why?
I don't know.
I don't see the point there. I mean, it seems like that would be... It says this is a more direct attack on the powers of the Secretary of State.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's because he's the one that certifies the election, so in an effort to maintain impartiality, he doesn't vote.
But usually isn't that like it, on the federal level, isn't that person the tiebreaker?
Right.
I don't think so. Like in the Senate, the tiebreaker is the vice president.
They're saying that they feel like the people feel like it is a
the people being the people that wrote that article, because the people of Georgia don't give a fuck. I guarantee you
that it's retaliatory because Whatchaflocky wouldn't capitulate to overturn the results. But I mean, to me, I think it looks like they're trying to make more clear-cut lines of impartiality.
Yeah. Because if I'm the CEO of a company and I've got a board of directors, it's my job to execute the office, and it's their job to vote on the rules.
Okay, now here's one that I do have a question about, and I don't understand, and maybe this is something like you'd have to know more about Georgia politics to get it.
Okay.
It says the GOP-led legislature, so I'm going to take that part out. The legislature of Georgia is empowered to suspend county election officials. It says the state election board may
suspend... For what?
I'm reading the state election board may suspend county or municipal superintendents and appoint an individual to serve as a temporary superintendent in a jurisdiction. Such individual shall exercise all the powers and duties of a superintendent as provided by the law, including the authority to make all personnel decisions related to any employees of the jurisdiction who assist with carrying out the duties of the superintendent, including but not limited to the director of elections, the election supervisor, and all poll officers. At no time shall the state election board suspend more than 4 county or municipal superintendents pursuant to a subsection of this code. Now, I've got some questions about that.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. So if we are the legislature, right, and dude number one has been taking bribes, or whatever they use.
It's not just one person making the decision.
No, it's the whole legislature.
Okay.
The legislature has to vote on it with a majority. To do
and now
that.
It says the law does state, and this makes me feel better. The law does state that the bar for suspension is high. Either a minimum of 3 clear violations of state election board rules.
That's reasonable.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was
right.
because I was trying to spell that out.
Like, if you were just saying you can just, for shits and giggles, no, that's wrong.
Yeah.
I don't like you. Fuck
right.
off.
Yeah,
that's no good.
3 clear violations of state election board
3
rules.
strikes you're out.
Yeah.
Totally
or demonstrated nonfeasance, malfeasance, or gross negligence in the administration of elections in 2 consecutive elections. Nope, I got no problem with that one then.
Nope.
No, they answered any questions I had.
They're a lot more reasonable than I would be.
Yeah, to me, you fuck up in one.
Yeah.
See, I don't understand because Coca-Cola and Delta and what was it, the Major League
Baseball,
and
Ben and Jerry's decided to get woke on them.
Okay,
because
runoff
they're
elections
listening to all the damn rhetoric and bullshit.
Runoff elections will happen faster. Don't we think that's a good thing?
They need to.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah. I mean.